And the team that's been hit the hardest by it to this point is Cleveland. The game between the Raiders and Browns tomorrow is still on, but 21 players are on the list right now for the Browns, including the head coach Kevin Stefanski and the top two quarterbacks, Case Keenum and Baker Mayfield. Mayfield went on Twitter yesterday, and he made it clear he's not happy. He tweeted, "At the NFL, make up your damn mind on protocols. Showing up and making only 3 teams test. Also, you can keep the game as scheduled to make money. Actually caring about player safety would mean delaying the game with this continuing at the rate it is. But to say you won't test vaccinated players if they don't have symptoms, then to pull this randomly doesn't make any sense to me." So let me, Graziano, you look like you have a point to add.
Yeah, I think people need to understand what happened. The Browns were told, either by the league or by their coaching staff yesterday morning, that they wouldn't have to test if they were vaccinated yesterday. That was incorrect. The new protocols made it clear that teams that were already in the enhanced protocols still had to test vaccinated players. Those protocols weren't finalized until after or during Cleveland's practice, so they end up having to test afterwards. It wasn't random. Any team that was in enhanced protocols had to test yesterday. The Browns just didn't know.
So there was some confusion, I guess, yes, within their team, and it's understandable going into a critical game for their season that they and he would be frustrated. Ninko, I guess I would just ask you, as one who played in the league a long time, do you think this game should be postponed based upon the competitive disadvantage the Browns are in?
Of course it should be. And let me do a little prop for you. You know what the league is all about?
What you got?
It's all about this right here.
Jeez,
it's all about the money. It's all about the money, okay?
It's a lot of money.
It's a little bit of
carry
money.
that around.
Why are you carrying around that much money? I'm curious to know.
I sold some stuff on the way here. I sold a few things.
But go ahead. Finish the thought, though.
You know about,
so the
Apple
league
Pay
needs to play the game. But from a competitive standpoint, I mean, do you understand what Baker is saying, I guess, is the way I'm putting it?
And I understand why he is frustrated, especially when they're trying to make things in place for people that are vaccinated to come back quicker when there's a team that is full of players that aren't available when you're about to go play a game, which is very, very important for the overall ending of your season. Every game from here on out for the Browns is really going to affect everything on where they go for the end of the season and where they're supposed to be. So I understand the frustration. I would be frustrated. And there's way more things I can dive into on, the health and safety of players and what the NFL actually really cares about. At the end of the day, it's about making a ton of money, which they do every single weekend.
Let me get Sacho in here because, and I want to make sure everyone is aware that Sacho maintains your position, I believe, for several more months with the Players Association. So you're involved in conversations that even most NFL players are not. So with that said, what is your perspective on all this?
Well, first of all, Baker is 100% right. Baker's 100% right. If the NFL really cared about player health and player safety, there would be discussions about postponing, canceling, doing something about this game. That's one piece. But the second piece is also true. If Baker was able to play in this game, because Baker knows what he can do on that football field, and if the coach was there, if receivers were there, Stefanski, it might be a different story for Baker personally, right? Baker would say, I trust what I can do to help my team win. But now you have the entire team depleted. 21 players are gone, and Baker wants to find a way to win. And so he's right on both accounts. Number one, NFL, get it right, do better. Number two, he also understands that he's not on the field to help his team win. Now, in conclusion, I was on some calls last night, as I was getting ready for the show, before the show, with the NFLPA, trying to get all the information of what is going on. At the end of the day, this variant is spreading like wildfire, and people are still trying to figure out what's going to happen. These next 10 days, these intensive protocols, what it means is that players aren't going to be meeting in person. It's going to be meeting virtually. It's what's going to happen, unless you're meeting outside. Going back to the old ways of last year when people saw games getting canceled. And so that's what it means specifically, but more for Baker, I'm with him. He's 100% right. And also for the team, I think Nick is right. Like, if you wanted to carry health and safety, cancel the game.
To be very clear, and I know you know this, no games were canceled. Some were postponed. They were moved. They were not canceled. Every game did ultimately get played. RC, I got a minute. Go.
No, I mean, this is what it's always been. The player health and safety thing has always been a beard for the NFL, a beard to cover up some of the ugly that's underneath it. And when you look at this situation, Baker Mayfield is correct in the sense that the protocols need to be something that everyone understands. They need to be something that is consistent. Also, when you look at what these teams are dealing with, it is very difficult to field a team in these types of situations and continue to be competitive. But the NFL set their rules. The NFL knows that they can change their rules. And the NFL also understands that in the end, it's about money. They won't postpone this game unless they absolutely have to. And they set rules and protocols in place that will allow this game to be played. So I say we see the Browns and Raiders on Saturday.
Real quick, Dan.
I think it's important for people to know that the new protocols apply to the Browns' current situation. The guys who tested positive this week could, in theory, under the new rules, test back onto the roster and be able to play tomorrow. We don't know how realistic it is, again, because they're brand new protocol.
All right, we'll see where it goes. Again, they have so far gotten, last year they got every game played, and not all of them when they were scheduled to be. The goal is to try and do that again this year for all kinds of understandable reasons. I understand Baker Mayfield's frustration, so.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.